Saturday morning flightsim.
It's not morning, you drongo. It's evening.
Good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. Welcome to Positive Rates. We've got a night flight today. This is different. So hopefully the weather will be clear so we can see things on the ground. But a big welcome to everybody watching. How are you today? It is very, very wet and windy in Scotland right now. Nighthawk says, good morning, everyone. Hello, Nighthawk. How are you doing today? Great to see you on the tarmac as well, flying that Headwind 330. Notelix is, he's badgering J-Hog a bit. He says, shops must be shut for the day. I know they've had a lot of rain, and I think there was a death in the area as well, unfortunately. We've just been, Britain as a whole has just been absolutely battered, absolutely hammered with weather. Big shout out to J-Hog too. You can see him on the tarmac behind me in the A320 of some sort. It's got an interesting livery on it. I think this has been a somewhat interesting interpretation by FSTL. J-Hog says, morning all. Hello, J-Hog. How are you doing? Glad to see you today. So we are flying from Oakland to Las Vegas today, so I'll take you through the route in just a sec. Prepare a few things here, and we'll talk about what we're going to do. Right. So we are taking off from Oakland. We are using the Sindel 5 departure, which is going to take us southbound first through Port and YouTube. I like that one. I wonder if that's a new one. And then on a an east-southeast course down to Intel. Suspect that's where Intel must be named for Area 51. That's all I can think. And then we get into some really interesting waypoint names. Now, not all of them are interesting, but I think some of them might have interpretations to do with bars or cocktails or things like that. Coming in on the Cocktail 3, there you go, Cocktail 3, perfect. Arrival into Las Vegas. Hopefully we're going to see the Bright City Lights today, and there's Cocktail there. I can see Zelda, Dion. I'm sure that's named after Celine Dion, actually, because she did a standing show in Las Vegas for many years. And then it's pretty standard. It's an ILS 26 left arrival that I've picked here. We kind of loop around and then pick up the ILS and come straight in. Now, the one thing to notice about Vegas is very high. So if you actually go to the arrival here, touching down about 2,000 feet. I mean, it's up there, you know. And you're coming in near mountains, so you really do have to observe the minimum safe minimums. But I think what we're going to do, so the way that the flight plan I've got a manual entry here, so I may flay that Bishop K-Hog and come around that way, or we may just extend out just a little bit and instead pick up the ILS around Huxar, which we should be at that point about 5,000 feet. So if you can plan accordingly, the route is up there somewhere at the top of the stream. Dan says, speaking of, oh, I can't quite, it's hidden behind the emoji again. I hate that. That's really annoying. Anyway, I'll pick up that in a minute, Dan. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're going to do today. I feel like I have the wrong background as well. So let's get a fly-by-wire one there. And get rid of the ATR. There we go. Now I'm in the correct airplane. Anyway, well, I never talked about where we're going to go to the airport. So let me just bring that up quickly. So we are currently at the South Terminal. We're going to come out. Runway 30 is pretty much right on our doorstep, so that's quite cool. So we're going to head straight out to Uniform, along Whiskey, probably pick up Whiskey 1, and we'll be heading straight out on the Sindel 5 departure, right? That's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to say. Just in case you don't have charts available and you're not quite sure where we're going. But I'm sure y'all do. I'm sure y'all do. Oh, speaking of, he's here. Yeah, J-Hog, yeah. Love that waypoint. Hog. And we got some, you might notice we got some Vegas-style tunes today. So we got a mixture of kind of deep house and big band. Hopefully you're going to like it. And we'll hop into the airplane here. And as I mentioned, sorry if I put this in the plan mode here. So yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about. So as we arrive, there's a manual entry there, which has just disappeared on me. There we go. So yeah, there's manual entry after Bourbon, and what's happened is Bishop, I think, and Bourbon been picked up in the arrival as well. So probably what we might do is just stick on that manual. Once it hits manual, we'll stick that out 767, and then we'll pick up Huxar, about 5,000 we said, didn't we? And so we'll just turn direct, I think, at that point to Huxar, something like that. Hopefully that'll be fine. Evil Rock and Bro says, morning. Hello, how you doing, Evil Rock and Bro? Great to see you, man. And he says, hi. Okay, right, sim noises and all sorts of different things. There we go. And we should, if anyone wants to throw in a meme just to make sure that's working as well, that'd be great. So, temperature today is actually balmy. We got, well, 13 degrees in Oakland, but once we get to Vegas, it's about a nice 21 degrees. So that's a bit easier to cope with, I think. Anyway, we will get the seatbelts on, get the cabin prepared. Turn the beacon on, and we'll start. There you go. There you go. That's what we need. And we'll get that APU going. A few seconds for the door flap to open, and in it goes. Oh, got the wrong camera on here. There we go. At least you can see what I was doing. Okay, we can hear the announcements go on in the background. We can get rid of that bridge, but actually I think what we'll just do is ask for the pushback, which will retract the bridge anyway. At least it should do. Yeah, there it goes. And Don't know, J-Hog's right beside me, so I don't know, J-Hog, if you want me to push back first or you want to push back first, it's up to you. Can't go shopping, just paid the car insurance. Did you compare the meerkat? Yeah, exactly. Okay, we'll do a quick flight control check here as well. Just to make sure those rotors are calibrated, which they are. That's good. And put the brake off. I'm presuming J-Hog is not moving it yet. Yeah, no, he's not. So let's go backward. Get all his fuel pumps on. Bleed air. And engine one. Right clock. So I hope everyone's doing okay. It's I think it's mentioned everyone's kind of buried in rain at the moment. They got those lovely new engine noises too. They're really cool. Very subtle difference, but it's just a little bit more. I've also noted the boarding completed isn't quite as abrupt. In the old fly-by-wire, once everyone was on, you used to get this boarding completed. Or she's a bit more chill now. Sorry, J-Hog. Yeah, go ahead, right? I'll go ahead. That's no worries. Thanks. It's a lot different seeing the airport at night, I'll say that much. There's Nighthawk. Looks like he is reversed out and ready to go. Oh, wrong way. Dry here over in West Kerry, is it? All right. I thought you guys would have been absolutely hammered with rain, actually. But I'm glad you're not, because I think you guys really got hit. Was it last week or the week before, Dan? Can't remember. There you go. Parking brake on. And send the tug on his way. Engine 2. Everything's good there. Happy with that. Okay. 10,000 feet is initial departure for this. I think it's port. Need to be at 10,000 feet, so we'll just aim for that and then we'll go from there. Altitude today, cruise. What was my cruise level? That's the question. 370, guys. 370. Cruise out. Well, Nighthawk, you just asked. Yeah, 370. Great minds, Nighthawk. Notebook says, I mean, it was baddish past few days, but Cork took the worst of it. Oh, okay. It's pretty much clear now, just the odd small drizzle every now and then. It's pretty overcast here, I must admit. If you, as a quick test, because I just did another update for fly-by-wire, I booted into Edinburgh Airport, and it's just awful. Dark, like really, really dark, and drizzly, and rainy, and windy, and horrible. Okay, we got 2 good engine starts, so we can turn off that APU. In theory. Taxi light on. I think J-Hog's waiting for me to get out, so I will roll forward a bit. Turn our transponder on. Come on. There you go, J-Hub. All yours. We'll see how good the taxiway markings are on this. I mean, they should be reasonably good. The can't remember who the designer. I think this not FlyTampa, but this is BMWorld. Yeah, BMWorld. And actually, if you're looking on the taxiway lights on this are actually quite lovely. They're definitely a step up from kind of the standard things you see on most airports and flight sim. Whiskey we're looking for. Is that whiskey? Can't tell. I'm just going to assume it is. Speeding on the taxiway? Yeah. Why not? Live a little. But look at the lights. I love the lights in this. They seem to glow a bit better than some other airports are very kind of low level, and it's almost impossible to see them where you just can't miss a thing on this. So this is really good. I'm quite enjoying that. Okay, we can probably get our flaps out now and turn on our TCAS.
Flight attendants, please prepare for takeoff.
Weather radar. Trying to stay on the taxiway. And yeah, hopefully, I mean, I can see a bit of cloud in the distance there, but hopefully it's not going to be too bad. And we get like lots of night views over Las Vegas. If not, if we can't see Vegas for any reason, I'll probably at the end, I'll just, if we've got time, I'll just take the drone camera out and we'll have a bit of a sweep on the strip there. Anyway, brakes on. I think we turned all that on, that's good. So we can put max brake on. What is our, seeing cabin check TL config, yeah, so put it in cabin. Oop. And we'll do our takeoff config. Takeoff config normal, no blue. Should be good to go. Okay, we'll just give a couple seconds for J-Hog to catch up, because I think he's still kind of starting up and pushing out. See Nighthawk there. It's always cool to play or to do the sim at night, because it looks completely different, and you can really see the lights and things like that. It's very, very cool. Can't tell if J-Hog's moving yet. He's definitely. Is he even pushed back? Are you having issues, J-Hog? Oh, there you go. Okay, we'll certainly get him on the drone camera as we get back anyway. You're pushing back, yeah. You were having issues, so okay, but you're on the way now, okay. Okay, let's get everything on then. So runway takeoff, landing lights, strobe, and just see everything come to life here. Absolutely love it. Oh, strobe's not on. There you go. Now we're talking. Look at that. Beautiful. You know I like to be last for the comedy landing? Yeah, fair enough. I think you got time, because after separation, by the time Nighthawk takes off, rather, you should be coming right up to the runway anyway. We got a nice 10,000 foot runway here. Should give us plenty of room. Whoa, come on. Fighting with the old pizza, or the tiller here. I just want to turn off that. Where is it? Where is it? No. No. There we go. That's better. Okay. 50%. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Hook up.
Let's kick the tires and light the fires, Big Daddy.
Slight crosswind. E1. Rotate. Positive rate, you're up. Nighthawk's rolling. Reduce thrust. Up the nose. Flaps up. Taking off with a tailwind. Don't know. I mean, that was the assigned runway based on weather, so maybe something changed and I hadn't seen it. Didn't give me too much trouble though. Yeah, we'll put on autopilot 1. Airplane has control. Some ease here. Nighthawk's in the air. Jayhawk slowly making his way to the runway. Look at the lights. Love that. Lovely colors coming out of Nighthawk's airplane there. Oh, you're looking at my... Right, fair enough, yeah. Well, maybe the wind changed. Don't know. I seem to be very low here. I'm just going to double check something. I don't know what's happening. The airplane should be climbing. Oh, unless it's a restriction. I don't think so, though. Oh, it's climbing now. Okay. Seemed to kind of hover over the ground for a bit there, but look, we get a good shot of Oakland now. Look at that. Whoop. And it looks like Jayhawk's getting ready to line up. Look at that. Absolutely good. I dare say that will be Oakland Athletics baseball stadium down there. It certainly looks like it. Not that they have much of a team these days, unfortunately, but. Just check our plan here, see everything's going okay. Yep. We are climbing up to 10,000, so that's good. Once we hit that last turn, I'll probably free up the cabin crew. And Gav Spears dropped in. Hey, how you doing, Gav? Great to see you. And Captain Fozzie, I missed you. He says, "G'day, y'all." Hi, Captain. Hi, Fozzie. How you doing? Great to see you. Great to see you. He says, "I like how the baseball arena was." Yeah, it looked good. Good. I don't know if I can still see it. It's kind of in the distance now, but yeah, it was looking pretty good. Pretty swell. Lovely glow from the city as well. Look at that. I love flying at night. We don't do it very often. Because obviously if you're trying to show off any scenery, especially if you're flying over a country that has interesting scenery like mountains and things like that, flying at night isn't really beneficial because you can't see it. But in this case, we're basically flying from one major city to another city, which absolutely comes alive at night. So it's a great opportunity. Look how Gav Spears will spin your plane out. Gav says, good morning, Willie. Hope you're well. I am Gav, and I hope you're well as well. I hope you're well as being well. Don't know, something like that. Oh wait, you know what we didn't do? We never started the chrono. Okay, never mind. Oh, there it is. Always forget to do that. It's always that one little thing that just never seems to click. We can turn that off and we get the taxi lights off. And
Traffic.
I'm getting a TCAS warning. So I think what I'm going to do... Ooh, it never turned on my... where's my flashlight? I'm going to switch that TCAS to DA only. Just in case. And here comes Dave Big Jacko. He says, g'day, g'day, g'day. 1 pound fish. 1 pound fish. How are you doing, Dave? Great to see you. Alright, we can take those lights off and we can start our climb to 370. Here we go. At some point. This plane is doing very weird things. I noticed after the last update the VNAV wasn't working as reliable as it has in the past. So I'm not quite sure what is happening. So even at this point it doesn't really want to climb, does it? Is there a restriction we don't know about? That's a good question. Oh, there's a restriction at port. Okay. And we've just cleared port now. Okay, that's why. So we were at a 10,000 foot restriction. So Nighthawk, you've been a bad boy if you're above that. I can't see Nighthawk at all, actually. He's either high up above me or...
You really are a funny guy!
Look at that moon. Yeah, the good old memes are working well now. I don't know, where's Nighthawk? See if we can spy him. See Jayhawk. Martin.
Naughty, naughty.
I can't see Nighthawk at all. How strange. Yeah, so I noticed I was doing a practice flight yesterday, and everything looked okay, and then I started the descent. I started the descent, and it just seemed like all the altitudes got reset in the waypoints, and I couldn't really understand what was happening with the airplane. I don't think it was anything I was doing wrong. Very confusing. Anyway, we're on our way up to 2,700 now, or 3,700 now. 3,700, stop it. Flight level 370. What's wrong with my brain today? Nighthawk says I'm passing YouTube now. Okay. Yeah, I should see up ahead, but I don't at the moment. Could be that multiplayer bug again. Don't know. I did get a weird update today, but it was like an update that never updated. So I turned on Flight Simulator. And then suddenly came up and says you've got an update, but it was said like rather than giving you a number the size of the file, it just said dash dash. And I was like, okay. And then I got a server not available warning, And I hit continue, and the sim just loaded as normal, so no idea what happened. Unless they were trying to push something out, possibly, and decide to pull it back. Don't know. So we should reach our cruising altitude before we get to Intel. So it's just a matter of taking in the sights. Look at that. Love it. Just that music. Microsoft Marketplace updates do weird things. Yeah. Yeah, they do. Don't know if I had one of those recently yet. I do see Martin behind me. He's in an Airbus 320. Martin, if you're watching, let us know on the chat. And we've got some news to cover today, so wait till we get up to cruising altitude, and I will go through that with you. And we're actually doing it almost like a new segment. I've even got a little intro that I've done for it, which I ran past the team yesterday. Team generally loved it, made a couple tweaks to it, but yeah, big thank you to the team for... Big thank you to the team for reviewing it with me. Q&H, yep, thanks, Dan. And off we go. Is your overlay working? Yes, it is. Okay. So if you do want to have a play with the memes, just put an exclamation memes into the chat there. Positive rate bot will sort you out. All sorts of ones to choose from. And we're always adding more, so if you have any suggestions, do let me know. My only thing is make sure it's not anything that's not safe for work. It can be cheeky, but not rude. That's your favorite, isn't it? Speaking of Nick, where's Nick? Nick! Alright guys, I'm just going to grab a glass of water and be right back with you. Give me 2 secs. Alright, back with you guys. I was begging on someone making me a coffee, but I got a dirty look. I got a dirty look, unfortunately. So I'll have to just make your own damn coffee. I'm like, okay, best just to walk away. Oh, Nick is here. There you go. Always keeping you in check. Always keeping Dan in check. Yeah, quite right. And we're now heading on a coastal route here. I think we're This once we get intel, we start trekking in across the desert. Ooh, I like this one. It's very spy thrillerish. Good music for nighttime. See if we can see anything out the window here. Nick isn't exactly the most intimidating person. Ooh, them's fighting words. I bet he could be. I bet he's got an evil side. Like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of thing. You just push a button and he goes, rawr! J-Hog's getting a coffee. I'm not getting a coffee. I want a coffee. Oh well. So, Nick, what's the weather like where you guys are? Are you getting hit with the rain as well? Someone say evil side, yeah. I've definitely got an evil side, but it takes a heck of a lot to get to it, to uncover it. J-Hog says back you had to make your own. Yeah, I had to make my own too, so I couldn't. I just got like a glass of water. I was hoping that someone would make one for me, and I got a look. Raining but normal rain, light breeze. It's not too bad. Almost need like probably put on a GPS map here, just because it's so dark. If I can remember where the GPS is. That it? Oh, of course, that's not going to tell you anything because the flight plan's not loaded in it. Oh, never mind. Stop mucking about. Alright, just about cruise altitude. Once we get there, we shall go into the news for today. A few things to talk about. Some of which you may have heard about and some of which you may have not, because a couple caught me by surprise, actually. Ignition. Oh, there's a METAR for London City. It is, 150 at 8 knots, not too bad. Low clouds. Yeah, low clouds. So it is quite dark and grey, really, I would say, by the looks of that. Oh hum. 14 degrees, it's a bit warmer than it is here. I think we're bound down to about 8. You can sync the flight plan back to MSFS using the tablet, but not recommended. Oh, okay. Didn't know that. Is that because it can crash the sim? Yeah, I think you're better just independently loading the flight plan into the sim rather than trying to get software to hack it in. I do agree with that. Oh, it's very chill today, isn't it? Might turn off the floods a little bit. Just to give us a bit more illumination. Nighthawk's well ahead of me now. I figured he was going to overtake me back there when the plane seemed to just sit at 10,000. But mind you, it was flying the plan. So the plane was actually doing what it was meant to. I could have lifted the constraints, but yeah. Anyway, while we're creeping up to our flight plan altitude, I'll just quickly go through our arrival. So our first waypoint of interest, top descent just before Tabran. Aerial is a hard flight level 238, so we'll need to be at that. And then Coming down, we got a number of constraints, 19,000 at Cocktail, 16,000 on at Zelda, 12,000 at Dion, and so on and so forth as we come down safely over the mountains. And I already talked about the arrival, didn't I? So all of the information, I think, is punched into the performance data, but we'll double check that. So we've got 21 degrees, 2985. Yeah, we do have a few changes here. Not anything that's going to make dramatic difference to the performance of the airplane, to be fair. 200 at 3 knots, so that wind has changed slightly. Ooh. Anything else of interest? No precipitation that we can see. J-Hub! Cheaper than going shopping. Thank you very much. Coming in with a £5 donation. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, J-Hog. I really appreciate that. Right, this one's for you. Hang on. Where are we going? Oh, we'll give you an epic. We haven't played it in a while. Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, J-Hog, for that £5 donation. That really, really helps. Keeps us having all things like all this nice music. We get this Vegas-style music in the background, so I really appreciate it. Dan says it's when Fly-by-Wire made their custom FMS, it stopped using the Microsoft FlightSim. Yes, correct. But you can have it sync back. It won't break or crash, just not recommended to use stock stuff. No, yeah. So, what, is it safe to do it now? Is that what you're saying? It's not going to break the sim? I feel like this is not something I should try out in stream. But no, thanks for that. I guess it'd be good to know where that feature is. Is it in the settings, or where would I go about finding that option? Not sure about changing it. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Don't worry, I'm not going to. I just want to see where that option actually was. I don't really see. No. That's checklist. No. No, that's failure. Stolen that. No, I don't care about that. I don't know. Message me later. Oh, probably took our seatbelts off. That's us up at cruise altitude. Top of descent. About a bit of a distance, 160 miles. As we sneak around the terrain into Nevada. Right, shall we do the news? This is pretty cool. We got some news to do, so let's get into that. We got this new cool thing. I've been waiting to show this off all day. Let me get everything ready first. Hang on. Okay, this is the first time doing it, so if I mess up, I apologize. But anyway, it's time for the news. And it's the positive rate news today. We've got a few things to talk about. First is, I think that this has been making the rounds on YouTube, that, and I have seen there's a tip in the distance. We'll get back to that, Dave, don't worry. Latin VFR is working on an Airbus 330 and Airbus 340. And I think this is already kind of well known. What I think is interesting, though, I'm surprised they've actually done the 330. Allegedly, their cockpit is going to be a bit more authentic than the fly-by-wire. However, it's not as functional. So take that the way any way you want. It is probably for them a long-term project, and they will continue to improve on it, I would imagine. But the one thing that they are bringing to Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is quite good, is the Airbus 340. And for whatever reason, apparently a lot of people want to fly this plane. 340, the Airbus 340 itself wasn't historically deemed a commercial success. It was quite fuel hungry. It did have good range, but it was very expensive to operate compared to modern ETOPS models that you get today, such as the 777. So when the 777 came out, there was just no case for the Airbus 340 at all. I have flown on an Airbus 340, actually, Trans-Pacific, and it was quite comfortable. So I will be interested in watching with scrutiny and interest for Latin VFR to bring out these new models. And here's some, just to give you an idea. So there's the significance with the 330, and I think the 342 is you get the center McDo. I don't know if we got any overhead shots, because I'm kind of curious in that. But there's a slightly different layout in the the overhead panel as well. Although for the most part, it is pretty much similar to the A320. Anyway, moving on. We've got, now this is interesting. So everyone, I'm sure, has been hearing all the news about artificial intelligence and ChatGPT. There's a new studio called Smart Sky, and they're doing generative AI-based AT solution. Now, generative-based, I would presume, means that it is, it looks at your condition, looks at where you are, looks at what the constraints are, and it pretty much invents the air traffic control that you need, rather than being a lot of preset conditions. I think that's what they mean by that. So it's a rules-driven air traffic control system, rather than a number of presets. I'm probably not explaining it very well, but anyway, the Smart Sky is using a GPT-4 language model combined with what they call their secret sauce, whatever that might be. The interesting thing is they claim, this is a big claim, promising to deliver air traffic control experiences that are so real, you'll forget it's a simulator. Okay, so, well, let's see what happens. So, I think, will it pass the Turing test? That's the question. But they're making pretty bold statements about this. And I personally have no interest in automated air traffic control. I think if you're going to do that kind of thing, my personal belief is, join a network such as FATSIM or IVAO or some of the other ones that are floating about. But some people do like to just have that kind of air traffic control experience without having to join a network. Plus, it also guarantees that you're going to get control at every airport you fly to, regardless of the time of day. So it will be interesting. I think this is one to watch, and I would try it out just to see how good it was, just to see if it was actually quite authentic and it sounded really authentic. But yeah, keep posting on this. Smart Sky. Next thing, Horizon Sim shares preview of their mod for the 747-800 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is a cargo bond. Now, judging by the photo here, it looks pretty good. It's got the opening nose. You can see that they've done away, obviously, with all the passenger windows, and you've got your loading bays. And yeah, look at that. That looks pretty cool, doesn't it? So yeah, that's quite an interesting one to see. Again, they're really just modifying the existing 747 Microsoft Flight Simulator, but if you do like to fly that airplane, this mod might be something for you. And finally, real aviation news. Unfortunately, the bad weather has taken a toll on one of the aircraft carriers in Britain. TUI flight, I believe it looks like it may have been a 737 or I think it was 737 there, from what I can tell. Landing in Leeds Bradford in heavy rain. Yeah, Devil, big claim there for sure. Skidded off the runway, unfortunately. Impact at the end. Now, from what we can tell, there was no injuries, which is excellent. Excellent. It just goes to show how safe these airplanes are nowadays. And no fires. So everyone got off safely. I'm sure it was quite terrifying for all the passengers on board, and I'm sure that, you know, it's not something you'd want to live through voluntarily. But thankfully, despite skidding off the runway, it is okay. I would imagine the airplane will be taken out of service. Well, if it will return to service, who knows? It really depends on what kind of damage it's sustained. I suspect it's probably sustained quite a bit of damage, so it's quite possible it might have ridden off the airplane. But of course, with everything in aviation, if it's a crash you can walk away from, it's a good landing. Yeah, I'm probably not saying that exactly the way I say it. If it's a landing you can walk away from, it's a good landing. I think that's the actual thing. So even though it's not ended up well, everyone's safe. Kudos to the pilots for doing everything they can to keep everyone okay. And yeah, that's the news for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed that little segment there. Should I play it again? Just so you can see it. All right. And that was the news for today. There we go. We're turning into a professional outfit here. Oh dear, dear. Right. Having said all that, we are now nearing our top of the descent. I'm still we ways off, I think. Yeah, we're still quite a ways off. About 110 miles or so. Dan says, I really wanted a 747 freighter. And I love the animations for the nose opens, yeah. It's one thing that's made the 747 such a popular freighter is because the cockpit sits quite high, so they're able to open up that whole nose, which makes loading larger cargo a possibility. Because a lot of people have always asked why the Airbus 380 never took off as a freighter, and that's pretty much the main reason. The A380 cockpit's quite low, so they didn't really have that option to kind of open up the whole nose, or I mean, it was going to make it horrendously complicated to try and do that. The plane was just never really designed to operate that way. So the 747s, I think, we'll probably see for quite a few years to come until they get end of life, because they do haul a lot of stuff, and they can haul big awkward shipments that a lot of things can't, and that's why Airbus has something like the Beluga, which they use for transporting aircraft components and things like that. Dan says ahem. Oh, right, okay. Hopefully nothing I've done. So anyway, no, sorry, Dave, are you still on, by the way? Oh no, it was Dan that donated. Dan came in with a £5 tip. Hang on, let me see if I can replay this. There we go. Dan, £5. Did you donate twice? No. Yeah, is that what you're talking about? Okay, it's showing up on my feed as like you've done it like 5 times or something like that. There's plenty of £1 fish in the sea, so here's 5 more, right? Brilliant. Anyway, Dan, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. That actually covers our epidemic license for this month. It's really, really cool. So thank you so much. And we'll. I gave J-Hog the Epic, so you get one as well. Here we go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Much appreciated. You're a gent. Absolute gentleman. I got Fozzie laughing anyway. Okay, let's take a look outside, see if we can see anybody. I can see Nighthawk up in front, and there's Jayhawk. Not too far behind, so we'll get a good shot of Jayhawk landing at some point. A bit quieter if we get out of the way of the engines there. Beautiful clear skies though over Nevada. It's no wonder they built a casino out in the middle of the desert. Didn't have anything to do about hiding criminal activity, I know that. Is he still here? Who? Who's still here, Dan? Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I just gotta step away for 1 sec. I'll be right back. Oh, Mr. Hogg. Yeah, he's still flying. Yeah, still flying. He's just being very quiet, or he's got a mouthful of coffee. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, I'll be right back, guys. Oh, of course he's here. There you go. Right, I'll be right back, guys. I just need to grab something downstairs, and give me about 2 minutes. Great. Back with you guys. Plane's still flying, good. Jayhawk, I finally, how's Nat today? Is she okay? All right. Is that directed at me? I had to get my own coffee, Jayhawk. Look, there we go. No rest for the wicked. Sorry, Dan, did something happen to your missus? Sorry, I'm coming into the middle of a conversation. Oh. Unfortunately, over the desert, there's not much to see. Very dark. This is why we don't do these kind of streams very often, but hopefully it'll pay off when we get to Vegas. Not far from our top of descent anyway. I think we're just about maybe 50 miles away. Maybe 60. And we'll see if this airplane behaves itself when we get there. While we're looking at 2985, see, that's changed again. The wind's, I think, the same. 2985. 29885. She had a fire at work. Oh wow, electrical or something. Place was belching with black smoke and not a single fire alarm. What? Ooh. I think the fire marshal will have something to say about that. Sounds like the system wasn't working at all. And Captain Fuzzy says, "I like night flying." I do too. It's quite calming. Sorry, music's a bit quiet. Let me turn that up a little bit. You hear it in the background, but you guys probably couldn't hear it at all. Yeah, I love night flying, especially like doing night flights in bad weather for some reason. I like that. It's partly the challenge and partly like the coziness of being safe in the airplane from the rain. I like weather. I think anybody that's really into aviation or flight simulation likes weather. Sim pilots fly lifetime in weather, yeah. Very concerning, and yes, the fire system, yeah. And even more, her boss told her not to call the fire brigade and let them deal with it. I would be handing in my resignation right there. Sorry. That's very, very suspicious. And illegal, actually. Just by trying to do that, I think he's broken all sorts of ACAS laws. You're about to cook the most English thing ever, Evil Rockin' Bro. What is that? A full English breakfast. Oh, there you go. Fozzy's doing the same thing. Something smells a tiny bit fishy. Kippers? Are you Kippers, man? I could never get into Kippers personally. I was just going to say it looked like Night Hawk was sideways, but it was actually me. Plane was banking. I'm like, why is... Because I can't see the horizon, so I'm like, why is Night Hawk all crooked? Oh, man, I'm losing it, guys. I'm losing it. Here's a name I haven't seen in a while. Christian Sifu, how you doing, man? Great to see you. Good day, he says. Good day to you, sir. Guten Tag. Aye, Guten Tag indeed. Arbroath Smokies. Yeah, I've never tried one, and I've never really tried any kind of kipper of any description, so... But I've been told if you're going to try any of them, that's the one to do. So I will try it at one point, because I do like hot smoked, like salmon that's been hot smoked, not the... I do like smoked salmon, but I like the stuff that's been, properly smoked. You hate fish? I don't hate fish, but I'm not a fish lover, if that makes any sense. For instance, in Canada, everyone wants to shove trout down your throat, and I can't stand trout. I think it's awful. Rainbow trout, we get quite a bit in Ontario. I mean, it's considered quite a favorite for eating. I can't stand it. I just hate trout. Just awful. I don't understand what people see in it. Right, top of descent is edging closer and closer, so... Just going to bring back the range a bit so we can see the marker. And we'll see if this airplane behaves itself. You can see all the hard constraints in, and I've put it a 5,000 constraint somewhere. At Huxar. Now, see, it's overriding it. I don't know why it does that. Not happy. At any rate, 7,500. Where we want to go. I'll set it to 5,000. Because the plane's going to fly the constraints in theory anyway. Oh, he just brewed a pot of coffee. Nice. This is just instant. Tim Hortons instant coffee. What's Tim Hortons, you might ask? That's Tim Hortons. I even got my Tim Hortons cup. See, I'm drinking Tim Hortons coffee. Well, I gotta turn the dome light on. There you go. Here's my Tim Hortons coffee cup. Glug glug. That's what I'm drinking. Just about top percent. Wait until we get within 5 miles and we'll kick it off. We'll follow the profile that way. You'll be doing a Yankee Papa Delta November to Heathrow. Where's Yankee Papa Delta November? That sounds far away. Are you doing that on stream, Fozzie? Christian says, I just did a short flight from Viger to Keflavik, and apparently I buttered it so hard, I'm not sure if I have landed. Minus 18 feet per minute. That's a bit of luck, isn't it? Darwin, Australia. So you're going Darwin, Australia to Heathrow. Wow. Are you doing that on stream, Fuzzy? Alright, Mr. Profile already. Not on stream, no. Yeah. Too much can go wrong on the stream that long. So how... Have you done the flight plan yet then, Fuzzy? How long is that going to be?
Flight deck, ladies and gentlemen. As we have noticed, we have begun our initial descent.
Dan says, do you remember that airport sim I posted for years ago? Yep. Where you simulate being a ground handler in an airport, yeah. It's getting mixed reviews on Steam. I didn't think it would do well. Look, I mean, it's hard to say, right? It's hard to say. I think it's a very niche idea, and even if they've done it perfectly, as I was having a chat with somebody the other day about this. So even if you've done it perfectly, it's like I don't want to play a game where I'm a baggage handler. I would do it if you want to be a baggage handler. Do it in real life. It's easy. They're desperate on them. They can't find enough people. Swissport in Britain's hiring constantly at the moment. It's just not something that really interests me. But teach their own. But then things like Farm Simulator, that doesn't interest me at all. Bus Simulator, nah. Train Simulator, I've tried it. That's put it down again. I just don't find any challenge to these things. It's jobs that I think for me, when it comes to sims, and why flight simulation stands out is because flight simulation is not something I can just go and do tomorrow as a real job, right? It takes years of training. A guy like me, I'm too old at this point. My vision's probably not quite good enough to really qualify as a pilot. It's just not something I can go out and do, and therefore for me it's a venture. I also find it very challenging, makes you think. There's a lot of preparation and things like that involved in it. It's little things like that that make it exciting, make it interesting to me. But truck driver simulator, and listen, I know Dave and the guys absolutely love it, and I think when you're doing it together on multiplayer, it's good fun. But even on that, they're goofing off because at the end of the day, you're just driving the truck, right? You can do that in real life, and the same with all the other sims, the various sims that come out. I mean, the other one, this game that came out recently, I can't remember what it's called, but essentially you you own a laundromat, or you take over your uncle's laundromat, and you can build it up into an arcade, kind of like what they did in the 80s. So you could have all these different arcade machines. And I thought, well, that's kind of neat, right? But you do actually have to wash laundry in the game. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. Just got no interest. But you know, some people like it. But I think, coming back to the original point, I think why it's mixed on Steam is potentially some people are just getting into it and saying, why do this, right? Which is fair. But then I think it's a bit unfair for me. I would never buy a game like that on Steam or try it out, because I think Steam offers refunds within a certain period of time. But I would never get a game on Steam when I know that it's not a concept I have any interest in, and then go back and post a negative review. I think that's just childish, personally. If you were really up for the game and you tried it and it's let you down somehow, that's fair enough. But if you just have no interest in playing that kind of game, Flight Simulator is a good example. The Flight Simulator rating on Steam is horrendous, and it's probably one of the best sims ever made of all time. And people are I think it's like a 3.1 out of 5 or something like that. And it's purely because people are going in and they're like, oh, it's flying a plane. That's boring. This game sucks. I'm going to write a negative review. Why are you playing a flight simulator? I think it's been unfair to developers. Anyway, our first set of constraints is coming up here. So a cocktail is heading there. Are we on track? Yes, I think we're doing okay. For a while I thought we were blowing out the profile, but it looks like the plane's recovered. As we get down to Envy, I think we want to be at about... Let's have a think about this. 11,000, and we probably stay at 250 at Envy, that's fine. And it wants this to drop to 200. No, this is where it's getting a bit weird. Oh no, 200, that's fine. And then 200 manual, that's totally acceptable. And Huxar I want to be... Actually, I'll be manual, under manual speed control at that point, so it's probably fine. Okay. Let's just see. See if it flies properly. I'm not going to take the discontinuity out, because we'll go to manual first, and I'll manually decide to fly towards the airport when I'm ready. Quick look outside. Jayhawk is there. And Nighthawk is there. Nighthawk is also making his descent. Nighthawk, did you get the same runway assignment that I did? That's a quick question. Christian says, that VR game where you have two controllers and they act as a signal batons, or however they call it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I would always be very careful with product comments from everyday user. A good amount of them often haven't even something to do with the product itself, correct? And a good example is the whole Starfield being exclusive to Xbox, PC. Oh my god. The amount of PlayStation fans that have gone in to what they call a new term now, review bombing. I mean, one guy wrote, I've never played the game and have no intention to. I just know that this game sucks because it's Xbox only and Xbox sucks. And he marked it like a 1 out of 10. I'm like, how do you even get away with doing that? And how do you live with yourself? Basically, just, I mean, it's not. Opinions are like assholes, right? Everyone's got one of them. But I just don't understand why people do it. And it sounds like someone, like a kid, like a 12-year-old or a 13-year-old would do something like that. It's not. Some of these guys are in their 20s, their 30s, and their 40s. I'm like, by God, man. Get yourself out of high school. Get your head out of high school. join the adult world and conduct yourself like one. It's pathetic, and people get upset. They're crying about it. They're screaming. They're saying the world's unfair. You know, all because of a stupid game. I just don't understand. I really don't. Nighthawk says you have 26 left. Yeah, I think that's what I got as well. Yeah, I do. There we go. Your seatbelts on, please. Still in profile. Or people on Amazon to give 1 star just because it was delivered a day late. Again, that's not fair either. It's because you're not marking delivery. You're marking the product. So if a guy creates, you know, a product of some description, and then the delivery's late, so you mark it down a star because of delivery, it's actually hurting the guy that made the product, not the guy that delivered it, right? And I don't understand that at all. Like, it's different if it's a department store review. So you know how, like, some department stores actually, rather than Amazon, but department stores have they sell stuff, and they have product reviews. Product reviews don't mean anything really to anybody. Apart from, well, if you obviously want to hear what people say, but if someone marked it down for delivery or set up for that, I think that's probably fair because that's a department store. But if it's something like an aggregate review site, I think that's really unfair. Okay, things are starting to get interesting now. Approaching 15,000 feet. We're now into non-standard altitude, so QNH, what's not QNH? We're set 2985.
Naughty, naughty.
And we might even start to see Vegas. Yep, I can see the lights of Vegas coming up there, guys. Check it out. Check out the airplane. Whoop! There we go. Oh, I didn't want to slip away. I just broke my computer. Hopefully you guys can still hear me. Okay. I just snipped something by accident, totally unintentionally, and it locked up my entire sim for a second there. It was a bit of a panic. Okay, I'm not going to do that again. Let's focus on getting the airplane down. Oh, there's the runway too. There's KLAS. Which makes sense, because our path is basically taking us up here, and then we're going to loop around and come back on 26 on the left. Speaking of which, for those of you flying with me today, so we're coming in on 26 left, which is here, 10,000 footer, nothing to worry about. Basically, just at your leisure, get either of the two high-speed exit lanes, and that should follow. If you get the first one, or actually the first one or the second one, you can ride that right up to the terminal. We're going to park around the A gates, probably in that cul-de-sac right there. So hopefully that will work as planned as well. 13,000 feet, and we got a constraint coming up here. What's that for? That is Zelda for 13,000, so I think we're well in time for that. Oh, we're past Zelda, so we're now heading to the next one, which is Dion. Celine Dion. Lena's just dropped in. She goes, Lena's safety announcement, please fasten your seatbelts. Actually, it is just an advisory, don't take it seriously. Who knows, maybe you'll love it when you bounce up and down your seats on touchdown. Exactly. How you doing, Lena? Great to see you. You get a ha-ha for that one. You get a ha-ha for that one.
You really are a funny guy!
There we go. There's Nighthawk. I think he's turning base. Are you you getting close to turning final, Nighthawk? That's kind of what it looks like. I got Lena happy. There you go. Glad you approve, Lena. Whereabouts of the world do you hail from, Lena? Tell us. All right, we've got some Aussies here today. We've got honorary Irishmen. We've got some British guys. Almost Nighthawk. Okay. All right, next constraint will be just above, or just above 8,000. Just below 9,000, sorry. Everything seems to be going to plan at the moment, so can't complain. And I think we can take over manual speed here, so let's bring that down to 210. And we'll bring in first stage of flaps. Just so we have plenty of drag. Right, prep for landing. I don't need any oil brake. I think we got plenty of room put on the arm the spoilers. Seatbelt lights are already lit. We'll take the cabin crew just to tell them to get ready to prepare the cabin here. And we'll get a really good look, actually, at Las Vegas Airport coming up here. There's two airports here. I think is that the Nellis one? I think that might be Nellis. But yeah, get a really big view. Las Vegas is actually surprisingly large. It's a lot bigger than what people think it is. See if we can see the lights or the strip anywhere. Should be around here somewhere, because I thought the strip's right near the airport, isn't it? Can't see it as yet. Oh, there it is. There's a strip, I think. Somewhere along there, somewhere. Oh, there's the strip. There you go. Look at that, guys. Wow, look at that. That's great. Beautiful. That must be a sight to behold when you're coming in, that's for sure. It's a great approach that way, actually, because you get to see everything. Okay, well, Nighthawk's still up ahead of us. How are you doing, J-Hog? You still on track? Yeah, there's J-Hog there. I see him. The bright lights of Vegas. And there's another guy called Rageberry. yeah. Do you have an Irish passport? No. 9. Alright, okay. I didn't say you're Irish. I said you were honorary Irish, Dan. Honorary Irish. Like I'm an honorary Scotsman. You're so touchy. How dare you call me Irish? Do you see it? You should shout that at the top of your lungs in the middle of the street outside your house. Don't you call me Irish! Okay, we're getting close, guys. Not yet reached the manual part of the flight plan. We're getting there. I'll turn on the landing system because I just want to see where we are in terms of the ILS. Yeah, so we're still above it right now. And I want to extend that manual until we're well below the glide scope, so we don't have any surprises when we're coming up to the end. See Nighthawk starting to make his turn now. Mind you, I said that last time. It does look like he's making the turn now. J-Hawk says 15,000 or 10 miles from Dion, right? Cool. Okay. Yeah, so you're not far behind. You've caught up. As long as you don't have a harp tattooed on your calves. And Dan says, I've been mistaken for South African and New Zealand Aussie a few times. Yeah, so do I. I get mistaken for Irish when I go to Canada. Explain that one to me. When I go home, I get confused as someone from Ireland. Or Newfoundland. Sometimes, oh, are you from Newfoundland? I'm like, no. From here. Just not lived here for a long time. Just about to pass Bourbon. And then what we'll do is we'll, once we get below the glide scope, we'll think about making our final turn. Okay, the airplane has put us in approach phase. I thought that. I was wondering why that got down to 180. Tops 2. Okay, we're now on manual path. So I'm just going to wait for that to that glide scope to climb a bit. And it's just a little bit on the tight side. Alright. Meme suggestion. Alright, Dan. Okay, post that in Discord for me, mate. Post that in Discord. Positive rate discussions is the best place for it. Just tag me. Okay, glide scope is now starting to creep up, so I think what we'll do is we'll go direct Kodzi. There we go. Hopefully the constraint kicks in. There we go. This plane keeps going into... I don't know why it's doing this. Should get a look at J-Hug as we're coming around the pipe as well. Landing music for Vegas. There you go. Come on, not too slow. Alright, I won't fight you. There's Nighthawk on final. Getting a good look at him there. Should see J-Hog around here somewhere. There he is. There's J-Hog coming in. Okay, I'm gonna switch in the localizer mode. Actually, just put in approach. Yeah, I don't like the way this is working. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. There. Yeah, I just want to intercept that bloody... Intercept the glide scope. Come on. think we'll drop the gear. Funny approach this, actually. I don't know. Nothing to worry about. I think we're tracking okay on the scope and the localizer, so we should be fine. Why has YouTube brought this emoji thing back that is covering? I hate it. I know. It actually interrupts me as a streamer because I can't always see comments when they come in as well. I wish there was a way you could turn it off. Lena posted a U-block or origin filter. Yeah, it doesn't work, but it doesn't work in OBS though, which is really infuriating. It drives me up the wall a bit. Okay, we are hitting localizer, guys. Final checks. So ground spoilers are armed, seatbelts are up. We're not going to engage auto brake today. Nice and dry. Should be able to manually brake. 26 left, here we come. Did Jayhawk jump in front of me? Maybe if we all give in and buy YouTube Premium, they might have a budget. Yeah, no. Not doing that. It's not worth the money. They really are ratcheting up the adverts, though, aren't they? It's getting ridiculous now. It's just getting a bit excessive. I mean, sometimes you're watching. It's like a YouTube clip that's 20 seconds long, and you're having to watch a 30-second ad. Come on. It really does my head in. I don't think Twitch is much better. I mean, a problem I have with Twitch is it's just a horrible, horrible interface for both. It doesn't really impact me as a streamer because I'm still dealing with the same thing, but as a viewer, I just think Twitch is a horrible thing to work with. They could really do with completely redesigning their entire application. Okay, I'm going to take that music down a bit. Getting ready for landing. J-hug that cheeky cut in front of me. What a guy. What a guy. We have Cat 3 dual capture on the glide scope and we are coming in. There we got 3 music for landing. Landing with style. That's it. Probably going to go manual about 1,000. All right. You configured super early? Yeah, I did. Well, the plane kind of configured super early. It kept overriding my speed, so it's all good. It's safe.
1,000.
Well, manual. It's only 3-knot winds, so it shouldn't really be much to contend with. See the strip from here. Must be the strip over there, is it?
500. Hundred above. 200.
Floating. Blue landing, guys.
50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 10, 5,
Yeah, that was a horrible landing, guys. That wasn't any good, eh? Just as well it was a 10,000 footer, that's all I can say. Not too far off Cannibal Lecter. Okay. Right, where are we? Get charts up here. Actually, we hit the third turnoff, so it's not too bad. Strange taxi lights in this one, though. Oh, I didn't have landing lights on, that's why I can't see. Alright, completely lost now. There we go. All sorts of mistakes today, guys, sorry. You thought it was really good overall? No, thanks, mate. It is nice graphics. Yeah, I do like it here. Look at the strip. You get a really good view of the strip coming and taxi in. Can you imagine landing here at night and just getting all excited when you can see the strip out the side of your window? No, I think landing-wise, I kind of blew the approach a bit, so I landed late. But I knew I had 10,000 feet to play with, so... But hey-ho. Landing speed wasn't too bad, minus 214. Wish we had the gamble bot be perfect right now. I think I can get something arranged for that. But you'll have to explain how we use it, Dave, because I don't know anything about gamble bot. I think we'll find somewhere to park in there. Don't know where you guys are parked. Where are you? Oh, yeah, on the other side, didn't I? Told you to park in the wrong bit. Oh, it's too late now. Oh, where'd you park, guys? They parked at the other terminal. Alright, I'm gonna park this airplane and just, I'll fly the drone over to you. I'm sorry. I don't have time to sit and kind of taxi all the way out there. Plus I want to see these cool colors up here. Look at this. Right, so this is FlyTampa, I think, does this scenery. No, 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 stop. There we go. I haven't even put my APU on yet. Okay, anyway, while we're waiting for all that to happen, let's do a quick airport tour here. So this is FlyTampa's Las Vegas. It is pretty cool. Looks really nice at night. Basking in the glow of the strip over there, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's a different kind of design. So you got the two terminals here. I'm obviously at the, I presume this would be like the north terminal. Irish Dave. And Jayhawk and Nighthawk. So the big terminals as well. Las Vegas is known obviously for gambling and entertainment. What a lot of people don't realize though is that Las Vegas is also one of the world capitals for international conferences. So there's all sorts of different conference centers in Vegas, and they're really, really geared up for it. There's Nighthawk. Jayhawk's floating, so you might not have this scenery. But yeah, that's your secondary south terminal there, which is quite cool. A few gates of that one as well. We'll bring it into the daytime, so just so you can have a look at it here. Hang on. If it'll let me. If it'll let me. Come on. I can shut the engines down now. All sorts of clicking noises at the moment. Come on! No, I don't care about that. What's this sim doing? Alright, let's take it to daytime. Here we go. There you go. Now that gives you a really good look at it. Isn't that great? Really, really cool. This is FlyTampa that does this one. It's available from ORBX. There's a link in the show description. Quite a few guys flying on the North Europe server here, actually. Airport and city. I can't remember if I loaded the city. I think I have. Let's go have a quick look. There's an F-18 taking off. But look at this tower. Look, I like this. This is cool. I don't know if there's any interior modeling. No, not in there anyway. A quick look. Some light interior modeling. It's nothing major. Nothing that I would say is compared to some of the other packages you get out there. But from the outside, it looks absolutely fantastic. Really, really nice. It's kind of a rusty looking old tower, that, isn't it? It's a funny color. Actually, there's a third terminal down there as well. Look at that. 3 terminals. There you go. Good detailing on the access roads as well. Multi-story parking lot. And I would presume that would be one of your big... oh no, that's parking as well. Okay. That must be like an off-site parking with a light rail connection to the airport, which looks like it probably goes underground too. Look at that. That's cool. And of course, travel a little bit further and you're at the Strip. So that's what makes Las Vegas such a popular place for conferences, because the airport is literally right at the city. You're out the airport. I mean, you're in a taxi or a bus or possibly a train for like 5 minutes and you're probably at your hotel. Very easy to get into and out of. There's Mandalay Bay. Look at that. Luxor. Even detailing on the Sphinx at the front as well. Isn't that cool? Excalibur. Some of these hotels are quite old, actually. Tropicana, obviously, that's probably one of the originals. It's probably been rebuilt a few times. But, MGM Studios. Yeah, very cool. Should go at night, eh? Let's go at night. There you go. Look at this. This is cool. And that's something. I mean, I think in terms of all the scenery around the world for Microsoft Flight Simulator, this has got to be one of the most detailed and impressive. Caesar's Palace. I think I've probably come to know all of these casinos by watching mafia films. There's the Mirage. Oh, there's Casino Royale. That's interesting. It's another Mirage. Palazzo. There you go. And it'll be interesting to see if we get an update for the Sphere. And if you haven't checked it out, go on YouTube, look up U2. The band U2 has just started playing a stint in Vegas at the Sphere. The concert looks ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's a massive screen inside it. They've really, really used it to their advantage. So there you go, yep. Las Vegas. Las Vegas, baby. Just come back to the guys here. But anyways, thank you J-Hog and Nighthawk for flying with us, and a huge big thanks to J-Hog and Nighthawk, J-Hog and Dan for your donations as well. That's really helped, and that's basically covered the epidemic license for this month, so that's helpful. Thank you. And I don't know where we're flying next. Is Nick on? Do we know what our next flight plan is for next week on Saturday? Dan says, thanks, Willie. Great stream, thank you very much. Can you see much of the strip? Sorry, that might have been posted before I just did that tour. Nick says, not yet, might be a surprise. Oh, great. As long as it's not another fast jet. I'm capable of sending letter bombs. J-Hog says, thanks, Willie. Bye, guys. Yeah. Big thanks to you as well, J-Hog. Everybody else that's watching today. Huge shout out to Evil Rock and Mo that dropped in. Big Jacko, Dave, for dropping in early as well. And Captain Fonzie was in for a bit. Kristen, great to see you, man. We miss you. You should drop in more often. It's always good to see you. And that is it from me. And we'll see you next time on Positive Rate. Keep checking the channel for show notes to see where we're flying, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for the great flight, says Nighthawk. Nighthawk, thanks to you for being with us. Christian says he'll try. Great. All the best to you guys. Love you to bits. Take care.